Hold on, let me get it in.
Gucci gang.
Gucci, Gucci, Gucci.
I'd rather be with you. Yeah.
You heard that song?
Hell yeah.
That's the shit.
Knew that one before I knew this
Yeah,
one.
I know. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. My mom was like, "Let me tell you this song."
Yeah. I was like, what? So we not gonna live on YouTube.
We're not?
Not
Can't
live.
play
no.
music and shit.
Oh.
Well, we weren't anyway. We
I'm
didn't.
saying we're not going to go live on YouTube today, though.
We'll just upload it if we do.
YouTube today. But I also told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all
solid.
listen to Zero here, right?
Nah, not lately.
No.
Zero
But yeah, I'm
Kinda
a Zero fan,
Slim
though.
Thug?
Slim Thug.
I appreciate
Slim
his music.
Thieves. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Slim Thieves. I like his new CD, too. Slim Thieves.
I'd rather be with you. That shit is a. No, you let the motherfucking windows down, nigga. Just enjoy freedom, nigga. Just enjoy freedom. On the cool. Just enjoy freedom, nigga.
Oh, this freedom feels lovely.
It's like
I
that
put,
day you get off probation.
I put so far episode 31. Yeah, episode 31 of the Black Privilege Podcast.
Hold
Special
on.
guest Jason Perrotta here to talk.
That's too basic.
I mean, what you mean, bro?
Cause we finna talk
Yeah, that's what I'm
about.
saying. That's what I felt like when he said that shit. Basic ass bitch. That's
Do
it.
better, nigga. You gotta do. Nigga, if you
That's
knew
what I heard
better,
when you said that shit. Basic
nigga,
ass
say
bitch.
I woke up, bro. My mentions were crazy, bro. It was,
I meant to go look at him, but I was trying to work.
bro. It was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? What did I do?
Hey, you on?
Uh-oh.
Somebody stepping on the cord. Right. Somebody's on it. Hold on.
Jerry,
I can't.
I believe.
Hold on. All right. Yeah.
All right, lift up a little bit.
Good looking. Which one?
Oh, never mind. It's gonna just sit on you.
What would you do if I sang
But I
out
can
of
move though.
tune?
I can move if I had to headbutt your ass. You know what I'm talking about?
That is definitely probably not the option you want to go with. Fucking with Perrotta, nigga.
Box this week, right? You know I box this week.
Man, Prada, you put my beer away over there, you fag head.
Nah, get that table right back. Get that table in a minute. It's got everything on.
Grab it for
Say,
your
bro.
arms long, bro.
Bro, I'm in the fucking. I'm all
All you gotta do
backed
is
in.
just
I'm in the.
You got,
And
you
I'm
got,
injured, bro. I have an
bro. You
injured
got the
wheel.
biggest opening right here,
I got an injured
man.
wheel, bro.
Got
Injured,
injured
bro.
wheel.
God damn. Show some sympathy.
Jason finna fuck up all of that shit. That's why you shouldn't let that nigga do nothing.
I should put it.
Don't let him do
Yeah,
things.
Pooh
That's too
can't
far.
read, bro.
That's out the mix.
Who can't read? That's all it is.
I can read.
But you can't read.
I'm sitting on my phone. I'm sitting on a bunch of feet, bro.
So it is 31 though, right?
Yeah, it's 31. You're right. Oh, that's not nice. Hey, get it off the camera.
Oh, it's so blue.
Keep talking. Keep
It's
talking.
so blue. It's ready to burst. I put America the Fake episode 31 of the Black Privilege Podcast.
Episode 31 of Black
I put America the
America.
Fake
Fox.
episode 31 of the Black Privilege Podcast. It's gonna be a doozy.
I like this song.
Yeah.
Y'all should run this until you're over this.
I'm all
Without the Jay-Z part, though.
yeah. Black privilege this, black privilege that.
Yeah.
Here,
I like Jay-Z.
can he? Oh, nigga, that is I've been liking Jay-Z since I was 13 years
Why
old,
y'all niggas
and
Texas
I am
hate
a
on
Texas
East
nigga.
Coast?
Nah,
No,
we're
bro.
some of the biggest Jay-Z
and
fans
I
ever.
was ostracized
Like, for real.
it because I didn't like.
Nigga,
yeah.
you don't like the.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
I'm putting.
I put America the Fake
Yep.
with this right here, episode 31 of the Black Privilege Podcast, special with our special
Okay.
guest.
We
Jason
could put with
K-Wad.
special guest. Nah.
Y'all need to put some music in there. That'd be a good idea, actually.
We did at one point, but some people will take like I say, YouTube will take it down.
Yeah.
Right, Sutton. Right. Say, Jason, you gotta try them.
I am. I'm trying to get this together right quick.
Hey, y'all should do a religious podcast.
What's the? Who's this?
Hey, y'all should bring.
Yeah,
Y'all should
licensing
Y'all should do a podcast about Christianity
again. Another.
and then play this song.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially because the context and they won't understand.
Yeah, that's
nothing.
right. That's exactly right.
Hello.
That's awesome.
Hey.
Hello.
What? I wanted to bust.
Some printer ink.
America's true.
Yeah. I think I'm gotta stop. I gotta stop at Lowe's. Damn, I think it deleted all my fucking notes on here. It deleted. All right, bye. That shit deleted all my motherfucking notes, nigga. I had that shit saved.
All right.
It was saved.
You're ready to go whenever you're ready to go, bro.
Bitches. God damn, now I gotta do it on here. Bitch. That shit deleted all my notes, nigga. I was just taking notes for like an hour, nigga.
Bro, your phone said fuck your notes.
Nah, we doing these motherfuckers.
Hey, America ain't fake though. Off the top, fam.
Hey, let's get this.
Nah, nigga, let's get it. Let's get this shit clear though, nigga.
Like just right off the jump, fam.
Let's get this shit
That nigga voice
clear,
starts breaking,
nigga.
fam. Hey. I can't lie though, man. You did make me think about wearing too much old school plaid and stripes with polo. No, for real. I mean, I take constructive criticism. I know sometimes it comes like that nigga trying to clown you, but I'm like, oh, maybe he is.
I wasn't even trying to clown you. I was just fucking with you.
Hey, what, fat boy?
Oh shit.
Man, these cookies off the chain, man.
I think I'm on the do not disturb. But yeah, I mean, I take the criticism, bro. I took it. Like this one chick told me my shoes are like old man. Like she's like, you wear old man shoes, and I was like, bitch, I'm finna be dapping the bitch every time you see a nigga. Every time, goddamn bitch, what? When you check me out on any social media, when you see me in your face, bitch, you gonna be like, damn, that nigga's shoes are fresh. That's all I wanted to say. Don't say nothing about my shit.
That's funny.
But you know, that's how I mean. When people say they don't care about what other people say, people care. You care about what other people think. I mean, that's why you do you, nigga. Because you think other people like this
I care
shit.
what my wife thinks.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Of
Big
course.
And then before that,
Big
I just want to look nice for me. You know
oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure. I think
Right,
I think I'm fresh.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's opinion. Subjective.
Oh, whoa. And then he shits on my opinion. You should have your own opinion about yourself. Oh yeah, that's subjective though.
What would you do if
I'm here
I'm
to
happy.
defend America.
Man, ain't nobody attacking America, man. We all American.
Team America. Suck on my
Goddamn.
dick and lick on my balls. Fuck yeah.
You're the first generation
Fuck
immigrant
yeah.
anyway, you motherfucker.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, we're not live.
Hey,
on
Lick
Twitter.
on my
And
balls.
my fresh ladies, I mean, just tune in and just chime in and say, hey, that nigga fresh. Don't
Well-
look at me like that, bro. That nigga's like, this disgusts me. He disgusts me. You always
Go in the fields, you.
I'll jump this shit off.
Go in the fields now. Hither along. Fuck.
This nigga's gonna be on the porch. Nigga, go. Go, nigga. Go. You heard it. Go, nigga.
I like that nigga on the belly. Drop a dime on them niggas.
I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
I don't like that
You
shit.
do it perfect.
I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
That shit
I was
real.
gonna be K for business society and then that nigga.
Yeah, total
That's
just
crazy.
polar opposite. I
What,
like
other,
that
what
shit.
other movies has he been in, bro?
Kane?
Yeah. That's not
I
his
don't
name.
even know his name, bro.
That's
I
not
don't
his
know his
name,
actual
bro.
name.
That's not his name. Kane?
Nigga name Kane, bro.
That nigga Kane, bro?
Dude.
I remember he did a rap song like back, you know,
What?
when Business Society came out. He like hopped on a track with somebody.
Damn.
Okay. We gonna do this.
Yeah, that's the end of talking about that nigga.
Deleted.
What would you do? Say, attitude.
What's up, y'all? This is hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
See?
Hey. My nigga, you fucking shit up?
I didn't touch anything.
Bro, you
That was
did. I
me.
just saw you.
That was me, bro. That was me.
Oh, okay. Chill, fool. Chill.
That was me. That was me, cuh.
One more of those. and you
Pooh,
gonna
did
see,
you try one of them chips?
Oh, I haven't.
We'll get
Well, y'all
fucked
done
up.
ate all them motherfuckers.
Nah, that was me, honestly, before we got here.
Man, I got too many, fool. I don't know if I'm
Nah, eat them hoes, bro. I swear to you, they are the
I gotta
best
see.
chips
I gotta
you've
see
ever
if I
had.
like them.
Them the best chips you've ever had, bro. And they just
I mean, they straight.
they regular chips, bro.
Bro, it's great, bro. It's great, bro.
Puff
That nigga JJ got all, got all the new snacks. This nigga been having all the new snacks since we were like 12. Hey, y'all seen them new Twinkies? I got them.
Stoppers.
I got them. I got them.
The
Who?
white chocolate Oreo.
See?
Them hoes was legendary, man.
Hey, them white chocolate Kit Kats are still legendary.
Real?
Still bang.
Real?
Just white chocolate just melts so fast.
I have to like walk away
I used to like them,
from the fucking.
The ones with the chocolate chip white
From the counter.
Them Hershey things.
Oh yeah.
Them hoes used to be so
I see
good.
them hoes after track. Them and hot Cheetos.
Ooh, you was a nigga.
You was a real nigga, bro.
Hot Cheetos.
Bro, when did that happen? When it happened to you?
Oh man.
What happened to you? See, America did that to you, nigga. When-
Nah.
Just anyway.
I had a job and like responsibilities and shit. And then I was like,
Oh,
alright,
whoa, whoa,
I
whoa!
can't
So
be a
you
nigga
saying
no
you
more.
trying to tell me I'm a nigga now?
How did that happen? Yeah.
What happened,
He zoomed in on that.
have nigga tendencies.
bro?
It
What's
does,
wrong, man? Every time Perrotta come, bro, shit fucks
I
up,
mean,
fool.
Tilt it back a little
I mean,
bit.
the podcast explodes when I come. That's fucking.
Yeah.
Flame.
Okay.
Yeah, whoa.
Oh,
I'm gonna fucking come in tsunami for y'all and then I gotta leave. I gotta fucking go.
I'm gonna
okay.
fucking go.
All right.
You fucking
And you
moody.
lucky if Sutton
Fucking
doesn't
moody,
fucking
ain't
do parking valet. Or you be paying for that shit. You fuck.
You make me valet, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
What would you do?
You a whole ass nigga. I just want to let you know that, fool. Before
Y'all
we get
niggas
this shit
rude.
started,
Hand me them trolleys, man.
man.
Hey, y'all see how this dude
Troll.
Ouch, ouch, bro. Ouch, bro.
Just rip that shit
Y'all
off.
niggas is
Ouch, bro.
keeping
We
it.
no physical contact
I just
in
ripped
here,
the whole
fam.
fucking tricep off right now, dog.
I told y'all. I told that nigga.
Bro,
man.
don't embarrass me on this shit. I'm on TV, fam, and I don't need to be embarrassed. I'm on TV, my nigga.
I'll bite your fucking nose. I'm
Bro.
right here, dog.
That's such a violent thing to
I'll
say.
rip
Bro.
your nose
That shit
right
is
off
just that's
your
just
face,
icky,
dog.
fam. That's just icky, bro. Chill.
Yeah. For real, I will. I got my fucking knife. I'll just hit you
Oh.
right here.
God damn.
You got
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, check your weapons at the
Cocksucker.
door.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, get the basket for him.
The basket.
Jesus
Cell
Christ.
phones.
This guy is fucking crazy.
See, you weren't prepared. I could have stabbed you. Been
You
fucking
could
good.
have, bro,
Right here.
because
weren't
I
prepared.
thought I was in the arms of
Nah,
people
bro.
that love me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn.
Civilian
Hey,
life,
Cain
motherfucker.
kill Abel, motherfucker.
Nah, here you go with the Bible
Oh
shit.
shit, man.
There you
These
go.
stories, my nigga.
Stories again.
I know that nigga what's the name killed Ace. Rico killed Mitch though.
It's like we know that more than we know regular history.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga Rico bitch ass nigga. for that.
There's history that's documented.
You got 14 bricks in that bag right
Let's chill.
14 bricks in that back right
There's
there.
history that we know.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is episode 31 of the Black Privilege Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Jay Lee. To the right of me is our reoccurring guest, Mr. Jason Perrotta. He's on more than anybody.
He is.
To the right of him is my co-host, Mr. Jay Fly. Always keeping
Hey.
things fly and dapper, always. To the right of him is our do-it-all, Mr. Engineer, Producer, Sutton, BJJ.
Hey.
How y'all been doing, man? Y'all
Man,
good?
Been doing pretty good,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah. I
Yup.
see Sutton liking the chips.
Yeah, he likes them.
I'm
man.
telling
Everybody
you,
likes
hold
the
them
chip,
up,
bro.
The chips, these got to be some of
Hey.
the best fucking chips
And
you
you
have
fuck
ever
niggas better
had.
send us a check for this shit.
Listen, Oots, is that how you say it? Oots. I got them hoes at Central Market, but I've been eating them for years. I just
Real?
rarely go to Central Market. So imagine this: when y'all eat the regular Lay's, the plain Lay's, and you come across one of those brown Lay's, and they're like the best ones, and you can't ever really find any more of them.
Those be tasting burnt to me.
That's kind of what it is, though. But they're russet potatoes. They're caramelized, though. So what they do is they got a whole bag of them. Those are dark russets, and I guess they're kettle cooked in peanut oil.
They made in America. Let's check.
Yeah, I don't know. Oot sound like like some other shit, some German shit.
Yeah. Pennsylvania.
I don't know.
Ootsie. Ootsie nicey.
Ootsies. But yeah, I recommend y'all go try. Matter of fact, I had them in the basket at Central Market about to check out. White lady walked by and pointed to them and said, "Those are the best chips ever." And my wife was like, I don't like them.
But has she had those Dorito Blaze yet? Cause them hoes go hard in the bitch, my nigga.
They good, but those are just
and
good chips.
the sweet chili. Oh my nigga. No, them Doritos, man, they stepped their game up. Though.
Those are just like regular chips, though. Like they ain't got there's no seasoning on them or nothing. They just cook like that.
For real? I thought it was barbecue, nigga.
No, they're not. They're just kettle. I thought they was barbecue.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah. I thought they were barbecue.
This whole time I thought there was some barbecue chips with like not a lot of flavor. I was like, man, these barbecue chips ain't that,
Like, man,
ain't that
kinda,
real.
Kind of
man.
soft on the barbecue on this shit, yo. I don't know why
There's
they
none, nigga.
It was lacking on them hoes, bro.
When you put it like that, they were supposed to be Lay's. Oh, them hoes is real.
Nah, yeah, they just.
I thought they was barbecue like a bitch though.
Nah, they plain
The
Lay's,
whole
but they're
time,
like
I should have read.
they're all the caramelized ones,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're all dark and
Them
fucking
shits is good.
very
bro.
flavorful. How was y'all's week, man?
Hey man, my week was excellent, man. You know,
Yeah.
I had a good time doing it, doing the week.
How was your jiu-jitsu this week?
Ah man, I got a lot of
Uh-oh.
mental rolling and I did a lot of stuff in my head, which I should have did on the mat, but it didn't happen like that.
You work some worm stuff in your mind?
No, I really want to do a lot of nogi stuff. Man, I love nogi, man. For some reason, this just got me wrapped. But I came to nogi, Perrotta wasn't there. But I went.
Okay. This week?
Hell yeah, man.
With Victor and them?
Yeah. I don't think Victor. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, Victor
Victor
wasn't
wasn't
there.
there.
He wasn't there. But fucking my scale, that nigga beat the shit out of me. Then I had a round with Professor. He beat the shit out of me. Then they gave me the kid, so I had to take it easy and just kind of work my style. I was like, man, I got some aggression now. But I went with Derek last, and Derek's moving real nice, man. I like to see his movement out there, man, and his progression.
I was gonna grab it afterwards.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perrotta, how was your week, man? Just a lot
Hey,
of
doesn't-
grinding.
Just
Work
work.
like a
Hey, doesn't he help you?
And
I'm
boxing.
sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Doesn't he help you teach a little bit?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I think I saw some pictures. That's dope.
You
Victor is really balls deep in teaching, so he's a good
yeah,
guy.
he's doing both
He's a good
gyms
guy.
right
Yeah.
now, ain't he?
So it's
Nah,
Sutton.
he's just his one.
Oh, I was seeing him a lot.
I was
No.
actually talking about
I've always-
Sutton and
I've-
teaching.
I fucking complimented Sutton already, so
Oh, okay.
I complimented Victor.
I'm
so
just saying.
Go fuck yourself. Anyway, don't
Black
interrupt me
privilege,
again.
black
either.
privilege, motherfucker.
Don't interrupt me again, bro.
Hey, don't
see how I point
hey,
at-
whoa,
point at-
whoa
Hey,
there.
hey.
Whoa
Hey,
there.
you got the police.
Anyway, yeah, just working and boxing. I did some boxing, working.
Yeah.
Just that's it.
You
Yeah.
got boxed
Getting
up?
ready for to have the baby.
To have a little one. When
Oh
is
shit!
he coming?
Little Perrotta.
A couple weeks.
Oh man, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
I just-
Little boy,
I
huh?
want-
What's his name?
Cade.
Cade?
Yeah.
As in like Cade?
K-A-D-E.
Cade.
Cade.
He's gonna be
As in,
taller than you out of the womb.
Fuck you, dog.
God damn.
You don't have to be a dick, bro.
Yeah, I do.
Super disrespectful.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I am.
I am a man.
Sutton, what was your week like, man?
Good.
Yeah, solid. Good. A lot of training.
Tons of it.
How was your week like?
Work,
Work.
grind, man. We getting closer and closer. June, we supposed to really start. May, June, we're gonna really start house hunting and stuff and do the home loans.
Man, I just
applications and all that
set my
stuff.
dumb ass back a little bit because I
Alright.
couldn't keep myself out the goddamn mall this weekend.
It's a process, man. I talked to Chocolate this week, man.
Did you?
I told him about going to Atlanta and whatever. He was totally down.
Man, that's gonna be what's up, man. I
Yeah.
ain't seen that dude in a long time.
So like
man. I
me,
love my little
you-
brother, man.
Like me, you,
hey,
Chocolate.
Hey, I love you, man.
Me, you. He said the same thing. He's like, man, I think about y'all all the time. I know we all just grinding. He trying to get a house in around November, same time as you. So.
Right.
But he was down
That's
for
what's up,
sure.
man. Keep
Me,
pushing,
you,
baby. Keep
JoJo.
pushing.
Me, you, JoJo. Him, maybe Kilo.
Yeah, maybe Kilo. Yeah.
Slide to
Kilo
Atlanta,
ride.
Get a couple.
We gonna
rooms.
have to rent like 2 cars or some shit.
Whatever. I'm gonna drive whatever. I've just.
Oh, and then Kilo probably gonna have something special too. That
Yeah.
nigga be.
We
that
might
nigga-
as well just
and
drive.
That he's soon to flip in a new whip, and that
Yeah.
shit gonna be something spectacular.
We
you
might
know
as
it.
well just drive what we got, and
That's
so
what
we
I'm
can
saying.
have some shit to move
Yeah,
around.
I'm gonna drive my car. and-
Yeah, I'm gonna drive what I got because I'm gonna get something, nigga.
So you you gonna have a new car by then too?
Yeah, like August, September. Once we close on
Shit,
the
we gonna
house,
be in your
I'm
shit
back
then,
doing.
man. I'm put my car
Nah,
up.
because we're going to have a smokers and a non-smokers.
Oh yeah, I can't smoke in your shit on.
Because, I don't know.
You gonna let niggas smoke in your car, fam?
No, I'm saying chocolate
I
don't
let
smoke.
you put
so
the
me and-
baby seat
so me and
in the car.
Me and Chocolate don't smoke, though. So me and Chocolate ride,
right,
and y'all smokers only in the other
right,
one.
right,
Y'all
right.
can flip it like that. But
Chocolate
yeah.
don't
But I told
smoke,
Dimitri,
man.
too. I let Dimitri know. I was like, man, we plan on getting
Hey,
out there.
we out there.
Yeah,
Dimitri,
so
we
we'll
out
see.
there, baby.
So, yeah. I'm yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, right?
Oh, I thought that
Yeah.
was mine.
Y'all didn't do nothing. Everybody just chilled on St. Patrick's
Nah,
Day.
bro.
Wasn't nothing crazy.
Wakanda
Work.
forever, baby.
Yeah, just regular
Nah,
shit.
I was
Yeah.
way
Made
too
up
fucked
over
up, bro. I
the
got
same
it.
time.
I got in like
What
at
is
10 a.m.
I did
I'm not Irish, so.
jiu-jitsu for about 2 hours.
That's right. I was way in North Dallas whenever that shit was going down. I was
Yeah.
like, man, that would have been my.
I was trying to
fucking
recover.
Went to Six
time.
Flags earlier that day.
Really?
Ooh,
Yesterday.
that shit had to be
It was a
fun.
blast.
Yeah, out there.
Before
a lot
it
of fucking
rained.
His
people.
face didn't say fun though.
A lot of people. Spring break.
A lot
Oh,
of
was
people,
it?
yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
those amusement parks, that just sucks, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Unless you
Wow.
got one of those flash passes where you
Let's
just
go.
Yeah,
get
you
on
got,
every
you
ride.
got to,
Man,
you got
like,
to do it now because there's so many people.
But even if you have the
There's still
best
people waiting in line for that.
accommodations
Really?
and it doesn't matter. It sucks.
Wow.
You got to,
Let's
you
go on
got to,
the
you just got to
ride.
be a baller now, man, and like by the
Cool.
day.
Like waiting 45 minutes to ride
No,
3
even
minutes.
if you're a baller, going to Six Flags
Barely.
sucks. Even if no one was there,
It would suck.
you go to a couple rides. Okay, I'm good. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just not your thing, fam.
I mean, yeah, you think. I mean, yeah, I'm 33, so yeah, an amusement park is probably not the funnest
Perrotta's
thing
like-
to me.
I jumped out of fucking planes.
Yeah.
while being shot
300
at.
fucking times, bro. Like I'm good.
I
I'm
didn't even think about that. Dude. You've had your thrill,
I'm just
bro.
like, man, this shit's boring. Like,
So
my
the
girl-
He's been
military-
in the ultimate
The
amusement park.
military was like
this
meth.
nigga falls asleep on the Texas Giant.
The military was like meth to you because they say once you do meth, nothing else feels as good. It's like everything in the military is fucked up so much of your regular
did
life.
the military feel good?
Well,
First meth doesn't feel that awesome.
yeah.
They say they love it. They love it.
Oh, they love it. Their body does.
Yeah, tell
As
that to
far as
meth
that,
addicts.
that fear that you'll have, or
Yeah.
that adrenaline, you'll never get.
Never
that.
get it again.
Nothing will ever touch that.
Yeah.
No MMA fight. No.
What about a
bungee
shootout in the
jumping.
hood?
We are live on YouTube? I mean, no,
No.
we're live on Facebook.
Just
We,
Facebook.
we live
And
on the
then
face
Yeah,
book
your,
thing.
your twatter.
Yeah.
And
The
then,
face
Twat-
book
Twatter
thing.
sphere.
Twatter sphere. This is just recording so I can put it on later.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Hey, watch it later on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe.
Nah,
all
don't.
that
I mean,
shit.
listen. If you're gonna do that later, just keep watching now.
Oh yeah, do that. Yeah, do that too. You know what I'm saying?
Just keep watching now. How about
But
that?
subscribe over there, cause you know.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah,
YouTube.
like I say, it was good old St. Patty's Day.
Did you go drink
Drink what?
green stuff?
I ain't drink nothing. Nigga.
Did
Some
you wear
water.
green?
No, I did not. Actually, went to the barbershop, stuff like that.
I did that too. That's what I did. I was late to the barbershop too, man. They were cussing me out in the text message.
You fucked
Wake
up
your
with-
motherfucking ass up.
Yeah,
I
I'd
just
be
I
too.
dozed out.
Yeah.
I dozed off for like 20 minutes, bro.
you fucked up.
And then I was thinking about it the wrong time because it was at 10 o'clock and not 10:30.
Yeah.
So the nigga was real pissed,
Yeah,
bro. I do this on a schedule.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it does. Appointments only. But yeah, I like it was perfect because I saw this nice little old thread about the gist of it was basically about Irish Americans.
Right.
Irish immigrants and then Irish Americans. And there's a book that's actually called How the Irish Became White. And this whole
How
thread
they
is
became white.
yeah.
They was.
But they weren't. And
Yeah.
that's what we're going to talk about. Because this lady hits the nail on the head. She's Irish American. And, you know, she's proud of her heritage, obviously, but she recognizes exactly what they did to become white and American. This is some shit I didn't even know. I knew a little bit of it
Right.
in
I
the
know a lot about this shit.
but I
Well,
didn't.
let's see.
But
What
I,
you're about to talk about?
But-
I know
Well,
a
let's
lot
see,
about
motherfucker.
Of course you do.
Of course, you know what I'm saying? That's why you had
Yeah.
your bitch ass.
one.
on. We
That's
didn't-
why I
we
called
didn't even-
specifically
we
to
didn't-
have you
he didn't-
on.
He didn't even tell us like, we're going to specifically talk about this. He was like, get Perrotta.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this. And then your
Yeah.
ass says, I know a lot about this, matter of fact. I bet the fuck you do, motherfucker.
I knew he would. I knew he would. So what it was? First of all, there's the
Let's go outside and smoke.
Hey, you guys ready?
we'll
We're
be
gonna
back
be back.
text us when you're done.
I got this bitch rolled. Hey.
But the there's this huge, and I think, well, realistically, the myth of not even the myth. what do you call it? Maybe the miseducation
Miseducation
of
is a lot of that.
the Irish slave thing
Mm-hmm.
that we've heard so much in our lives. The comparisons between slavery and like they were
You
Irish.
mean the
slaves.
indentured servants?
Yeah, like people that had low wages. Like that was what you had, low
Like
wages
they
and poor
just kind of
working
punked
conditions.
you around a little bit, but they still paid your ass and you went home, nigga.
But the point, yeah, exactly. But the thing is that to me is more known than even this. How
What time period are they talking about when they say
When you're
Irish
saying-
slaves?
well,
Because they were slaves, like you would know of a black slave.
well, not in America they weren't, and
No, but they
so-
were enslaved by other
we're
whites.
talking about America.
yeah, well, yeah, most white people are
So we talking
doing
so we
the
talking around
enslavement.
like 1670.
Nah, we're talking. Well, I'm saying the myth of that. The myth of that
That's
part
what he's
happens in
Oh,
the
okay. You're
late
talking about
1800s.
in America. Okay.
Yeah, in
I was
America.
making sure.
Right.
Yeah,
I was just making sure.
because we're talking Irish immigrants, Irish Americans.
I hope we're not losing any of you motherfuckers here right now.
No, and that's why I'm even talking about it, because like I said, my DMs were like crazy this morning because I had made one little comment about it on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm trying to figure out how to fit this and do a podcast about it.
You do
And
know
everybody,
you do know you're in progressive Twitter though, like I've seen like the people
But
that talk on your Twitter and
to
people that talk on
compare
mine,
to-
they're a little different.
To compare the Irish struggle to slavery, you can't do that.
no, not at all.
But man, they got fucked up.
Well, we're
'Cause-
gonna talk about it because that's what I want.
yeah,
because
they
this
came over here.
well, this is what it was
During our Civil War, almost
Yeah.
during their famine,
Yep,
and
1820s.
they got handed a gun and say, "Go fight for the blacks."
yeah.
And that's why you see a lot
Oh,
of Irish.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You see a lot of Irish don't like black people. 'Cause
Oh,
it
they hate us.
stems-
They hate us.
It stems from when they got to this country.
Well, let me break it down because
Okay. All
what her first statement was said, as Irish Americans, we can't celebrate our heritage without first coming to terms with the fact that our identity is constructed on a foundation of anti-blackness.
Yeah,
that's our first one.
That's Civil War right there. That because they
I didn't know anything about
they
it.
No,
pretty
I
much
didn't
filled the
either.
ranks. They filled the ranks of the Union.
But I'm gonna go further.
It wasn't white folks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go before
It was
that
them Irish off
because
them
they
boats
were because
and-
they
and
were
Germans.
they were against the abolition movement. But I'm gonna tell you why they were. The reason why was because they were before blacks were freed completely in slavery. Irish immigrants were the lowest rung.
Right.
They were even beneath American blacks that lived in the North that were free. They were beneath them.
It was free and some of them in the South too. But anyway,
They were what?
there were some of them that were free. Some slave owners.
but I mean, yeah, you might have been free, but you still be captured.
Watch
recapped
the
with Django,
watch
but-
the movie
Did you see
Gangs. In,
Django?
watch the movie
Yeah.
Gangs in New York, and you'll get a really good understanding. That's a historical fiction, but you'll see how they hate the Irish just as much as black people.
Or you can listen to the podcast because we finna give you the whole motherfucking breakdown.
yeah, but,
right
but,
here.
but you know what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
you can
because
watch
you
a
can
movie.
get more
yeah,
appreciation in that form. So it says in the decades leading up to the Civil War, Irish immigration to the U.S. had reached its peak, nearly 2 million arriving between the 1820s, and the 1860s, right?
that famine. They have a mass famine.
Yeah.
That's why.
So what the issue was?
In Ireland.
No, from here. Well, yeah, in
Yeah,
Ireland,
in Ireland
it,
they had a
and
mass
so they were
famine,
coming over
and
here.
they
Okay,
flooding the
okay.
boats coming in.
So they
over
said they
there.
were on the same rung on the social ladder as blacks at that time. So
Coming over.
here, yeah.
Okay.
So immigrants here, Irish, they're on the same rung as blacks at this time.
Right.
And we're talking have to do the worst jobs, get the worst wages, have the worst treatment. But you know what? You're on the social ladder
But
at least. You're free. You are not a slave at least.
Let's be clear about this though.
Clear it up.
Italians, German Jews,
Mm-hmm.
especially. There's a history of, because I would go against her, and I can pull up the top 3 or 4 preeminent historians of today and of that contemporary time period. I would tell you, German Jews were hated even by our politicians in the White House during the Civil War and right after that.
So
Okay,
y'all saying-
but this
yeah.
is going up to the Civil War, so we're talking before that. And
Okay.
I'm just telling you, like I said, the whole premise of this is St. Patrick's Day was yesterday. We're celebrating Irish Americans' culture,
Right.
essentially.
Real quick, what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is the American establishment in America, like the grandfathers of the people who fought in the War of 1812 and the
Yeah.
Revolutionary War, they thought that they were Americans, and all the Italian, German, Irish, blah 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 that were
I'm
coming
gonna
over here.
get into that too because
Yeah.
even at that point in time, was actually a great time for Black Americans in the North.
In the
because,
North.
because
Yeah.
we were reaching such a level of progression that, you know, I guess you could say comparatively so. It was great. It was
Compared
great
to the
progression.
South.
Yeah, it was great
Compared to the
progression.
South.
So y'all are saying that when these immigrants, Irish, German, Italian, when they were coming over here, they fought for the southern.
No.
For the North.
For
They
the
fought for the
North.
North
They had
against
to.
the
They
South.
filled the
Yeah.
ranks of the literally. You get
'Cause
off
the
the
draft.
boat.
'Cause the draft.
You get off a boat. Then you
So-
sign.
so-
wait. You get off a boat. You sign your name. They give you a piece of fucking bread to sustain yourself, a uniform, and a rifle. And you hop on another boat to go down to the South to go fight in a war.
Okay.
Well, to train,
Right,
and then go fight in the war.
Okay.
Like
My-
that would suck,
my
bro.
my other question is, so why do they hate black people because of that?
No. I'm going into it. It
Wow.
wasn't necessarily a hatred for Black people. It was an attempt to try to rise up the social ladder and not be as low as Black people.
Right.
So
Oh.
they
Separate
saw
themselves.
they saw the
But-
common
but-
enemy as
so they
the
saw-
Black man.
So
Yeah.
in a whole, they thought fighting for the North would put them above the black people.
Now let me get to it. Like I said,
And
we
even
cut-
abolition-
we're cutting into a lot of
Okay,
the stuff that
go
I'm going to
ahead.
touch on. But once you know,
Just read all of it and then we can.
because it's long. So
Okay.
so I mean, we can
But you
discuss it as
shut
we
up,
go,
bro.
but we
Just
can't.
shut
But
your
we
face.
can't jump too far ahead because then you'll be. But like I said, the point was they're trying to rise up this social ladder.
Right.
So the best way to do it, like I said in the first tweet, was to go like you're anti-black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing was, if they felt like had they been the stat, let me go right here to where it says that because it talks about labor, and that was where it started.
Oh,
It played
keep
a,
fucking
Fucking
mine,
beer,
bro.
bro.
what they
you gonna
did.
do, bro?
Whoop your ass.
Oh, okay.
The Chinese got fucked too.
The idea was the Irish established the desire of whiteness by deliberately differentiating themselves from black people by, at times, violently forcing them into an even lower ranking in the American social order. So Irish Americans, like I just said, violently or even systematically, because that's what you're going to see next, is systematically forced us into a lower social place
Damn,
to
Irish fucked up.
to build themselves up.
Well, we were all. I
It's
mean,
legit.
Black
We
people
were-
were
we
already
were already
getting
there,
forced
though.
in that.
We were already
like,
there.
the
We were already
Irish
there.
didn't. The politicians in the White House, them not reinforcing or enforcing laws in southern states during the Reconstruction era is the major one. Like it's nothing. The Irish to do shit. It's the fucking politicians.
Well, like I said, we're
that,
still talking
that we're doing that.
we're
They-
still talking pre-Civil War though here.
and let's know
Leading
this.
up. It's the time leading up.
Let's
to it.
know this too. Abolitionists didn't even think black people were first class citizens. They saw them as second class human beings.
But
Besides,
how
like
did the
Frederick
Irish see them though when they came over here?
They saw them as they were equal to
Us.
us.
They saw us.
They saw us as competition, as equal, but they knew that the only way they could rise in that social ladder
Was
was
to keeping us
to
down.
keep us down, or to agree, almost like enemy of my enemy is my friend, but it's rather shit, enemy of my enemy is my enemy too, because I can then, rise up this social ladder. But what they did was, what they realized is the competition in the labor sector is what was going to separate them from the blacks. And this is what it says. Under the direction of Irish Catholic clergy.
Don't take. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Where's the other one, bro?
Don't take my.
Under the
Bro,
direction
don't take
of
my beer, bro.
listen, Irish Catholic clergy. This is the church that is directing this. Under the direction of the Irish Catholic clergy, they began systematically offering to work for less than black laborers.
That's fucked up, bro.
Nah, peep this.
You gonna undercut us like
in
that?
1960,
I had to get you snatched up in the
a
woods.
Catholic priest in Philly told his congregation, "You must do everything that black workers do, no matter how degrading, and do it for less than they can afford to do it." Thanks to the strategy, factories and trades become predominantly fueled by Irish labor. So now that they've got all this Irish labor in power, now they have power because the workforce is supplied by Irish people. You've lowered the black man's opportunity to work.
So who was picking the fucking cotton?
We're in the north. This is
Oh,
up,
they was
this
doing-
is in
they
the
was-
north.
they was work-
This
they was
is
working in
coming
the
off of
factories.
Ellis Island into the East Coast, the north, into the north. Like I
Pre-war.
said, this was in Philly.
Pre-war.
Yeah, around the same, like right when the Civil War was about to pop off. So now that it's fueled, the Irish then use their numbers to threaten strikes and even riots if a single black worker were brought onto the job.
Damn.
Systematically, they're shitting on us to big themselves up in this social ladder to gain power.
By strong arming almost.
This is the 1860s.
Yeah.
So where it goes into
Perrotta's talking.
No, I'm saying where it goes into so it said if they worked better jobs for better pay, the logic went they would prove themselves worthy of a higher racial and social class. So what they're basically doing is trying to earn their whiteness, bro.
Hey,
They're trying to earn the privilege.
the crazy thing is about this whole thing is that the powers that be, the government, had set this shit in motion for that shit to even happen like that.
Well, no. Then that's the thing. And I had a
they
discussion.
needed soldiers, bro.
Well, no,
That's what
not.
I'm saying.
We're gonna
So-
get
so
to that. We're gonna get to that.
The
But not
manipulation
even
of having
that.
them coming over here and wanting to be higher ranked
Nah,
than us.
it's not that. What it is that is what, like I told, me and Dylan had a little debate on
Crazy
Twitter.
Dylan?
Yeah, on in the DMs, and like I told him, I said I'm fine with systems being in place. The problem is the systems are in place usually by racist people, and as long as those racist people run those systems, you're gonna have these type of outcomes. It wasn't the policies and this, that, and another. It was that the system was still racist. America was still racist. So when they saw them doing that to the blacks and it benefited them, who gives a fuck what Irish Americans do? I don't care how many rungs you go up in the line. You ain't gonna never be what we are as white Americans. But that's why I touched on it earlier by saying it was a great time for us as blacks, because then was one of the last times in American history where nationality was the same as race, right? Where we as Americans viewed Irish.
Our nationality got fucked.
No. Listen, where we viewed Irish, Russian, German, all of them, they're white, right? America still viewed them as second-class citizens along with blacks.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
But
It was
then-
just-
Right,
it was
right.
white. It was
Right.
the people that
It-
fought for the
but-
country
So
in
were
1812
those
and the Revolutionary War.
were those white people the English?
No,
it didn't matter.
It's the ants. Listen, this is what it historically.
That's
Wait,
what
this- shut
I'm
the fuck
saying.
up,
That's
listen.
what I'm asking.
Shut the fuck up. It's the people that fought for the
Damn, my
country.
fucking beer.
No, this is my
Give
beer.
it to me, bro.
No, fuck you. I'm not giving you. I will bite off your hand, dude. Don't.
No,
I'm making
bro.
a point, bro. I'm
I
making
don't
a point.
have any more.
Now
You
you
one
let go
fucking-
because you knew he would actually bite your hand off.
Hey,
I let go because I knew it.
I need this one. I bought two. For
I
me,
need it.
fuck. You're trying to take my shit.
Just
Listen,
let
I
me
bought two for
have
me.
this.
Let me have your beer. God damn, bro. I didn't have a
I've
six
already
pack.
drank it.
I got like that. Well,
Just
yeah.
please give me this.
Anyway, a lot of
That
Americans
nigga said he's gonna bite me.
that grandparents that died in the wars for this country's independence. You know,
Right.
The British came to America in 1812. The
Right.
War of 1812. They burned the White House down.
Damn,
that was
bro.
a
Had to
traumatic,
rebuild the whole
Them
thing.
niggas gangster.
That was a traumatic event for America. And so, if you weren't a part of that elk and that class of people that
Yeah.
were those Americans,
Right.
that
There's a lot
white,
of elk, there's a lot of elk lodges. Have you
is
seen
that,
those
shut
around?
the fuck up.
Oh.
Those
You're not
white
contributing
people,
much at all.
I'm just saying the
You
elk
are
lodges,
fucking-
bro.
You are fucking all of this up.
those whites felt like we're the uber white race that
Yeah.
Tacitus talked about in his works.
Yeah.
And these are just, these are Russians,
What
Italians,
What I'm
Germans.
asking is, who is the white race that y'all are saying? Like, who
Ameri-
started that?
No,
Well, those are the English Protestants
Exactly.
that
That's what
came
I'm
over
asking.
Yeah.
there.
The English, so
The
the
English
English
Protestants
started that shit.
during
Yeah.
the Martin Lutheran
But
Reformation.
they're you got to think they're generations into their.
They came over here in the
because,
1600s.
because the English now don't consider themselves white folk. That's what I'm saying. When you go over there, they
Everything's
don't
changed
call
a lot
themselves white
now.
folk, bro.
No, they do. They're white people. They're Caucasian people. They consider the see.
No, they call themselves
thing-
British, bro. They call themselves.
But that's what I'm saying. At
They don't
that
call
time,
themselves white people. They don't go around saying I'm white.
Well, it's because
That's
they're
fine.
super progressive.
That's what I'm
man.
saying.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's
But-
fine.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's what I'm
fine.
asking. That's what I'm trying.
But
to
what
get
I'm saying is that, like I said, that's why it was
Who
such a
started-
good
who
time
started
for
this
us.
term, the white people, and because you're saying.
Well, because
Because
They
right now we view like a Russian dude
As
or
a white person.
yeah, that's a white guy.
And that's what I'm saying. At this time, this was the last time that happened.
right.
And where it
And
started,
what I was
all
at-
white
and
people
what I
are
was
just white
asking,
people.
Who was the one saying? we white
Probably the
folk.
people that
We
felt
white
like they
folk.
needed more people.
well, the Irish really didn't get to be America for real until after the World War II. Because that's when you start, the Kennedys, the
Thank you,
first
man.
Irish
He's a
people
fucking dick.
to get elected in the 60s.
Yeah,
what I'm
Catholicism was growing.
Yeah, I mean, the Irish have always kind of gotten, like, they're white, but they're like the second
better.
cousin.
Second class.
You know what I mean? The second
Yeah,
cousin.
the redheaded
like,
stepchild.
You're
of-
above, like, you remember that part in Django? He was like, so we treat him like a white man? No.
No.
Right.
It's
Not
the same
that.
kind of
That's
thing.
one of the
That's
that's
true.
one of my favorite
Yeah,
parts.
you
No.
ain't,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you ain't.
You like
You ain't,
you know old
Jack
Jerry
Earl
in
either.
the
You know what I
shop.
mean?
That's what he said. You know
Yeah.
old Jerry in the shop.
the thing that tickles me the most about this though is like as woke as we are,
Right.
as knowledgeable as we are, and
Wakanda
I feel like we're pretty knowledgeable as black men.
Except Pooh.
This shit was like, imagine this shit being played out in front of you in real life and it had never happened before, but you can see it. You know it's happening and you can speak on it. And you're like, hey, do y'all see what the fuck they're doing to us to big themselves up for this whiteness in America to have
What's happening
ownership?
in front of us now?
To have ownership. Well, I'm saying,
It's happening in front of us right now,
but
and
it's
we can
happened
tweet
before.
about it.
But it's happened before. What I'm saying is that it had never happened before that.
But-
Before then, and they're speaking
Them
on it.
But them niggas was slaves. That's a different part. Them niggas was slaves when they were seen. They were like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Frederick
It's a-
Douglass
it's
was
a-
free.
it's a- I know-
Frederick
I-
Douglass spoke about
Okay,
it.
There was some free niggas, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know what
He
I'm
said-
saying? I'm just saying.
It's not like the average.
But they was still searching, running niggas down. Hey, bring
No,
your bitch ass
but
back
them
to the.
niggas were just trying to be
Even
free.
George Washington was sending
Oh,
niggas
man.
after his slaves.
But even
like,
that,
hey.
but even that's different because those niggas were just trying to be free. Let me
Right.
be free and let me live. There were people that were free and living,
Right,
and
right.
they're seeing that
I wish
this
that
whole,
shit would have got talked about in history more than us just being slaves, because there was free niggas.
it
out
almost
here,
fucks
and
us.
they had,
It
and they
fucks
had
up our
slaves
cause,
too,
They
though.
but it
talked about
fucks up
that
our
in
cause,
history.
though.
I
No,
mean,
not
I
much,
remember that.
not much.
I remember I talked about
Well,
it.
maybe in
Ours was
Kansas,
like-
motherfucker, we didn't talk about that shit in Texas.
Damn
nigga.
sure didn't talk about it in Texas.
What, nigga? They ain't say.
You got Black History Month, and that's it.
That's
nigga.
it, nigga. Like they ain't bring none of that shit up in school. Hey,
But
some free-
Frederick
there was
Douglass
free
said
niggas.
about Irish immigrants, he said, if they cannot rise to the dignity of white men, they show that they can fall to the degradation of black men.
Ooh, that's a tough sentence.
Yeah. So what he said basically is, hey, we either fight for the respect of the white man.
Mm-hmm.
These are Irish Americans,
Right.
right? Everybody that we would view as white.
Right.
They feel like if they can appease them, then they can be higher than us.
Right.
And that'll be their end. That'll be their opportunity.
And that was their
let's be
and that was their
fair,
moving
though.
motive.
grow and
Hey,
progress.
And that was
but
their moving
let's be fair
motive.
to those people though.
What?
They have a way different
This is-
worldview
This is the white side community.
than anything we know of today. And like the average man, even black people, you could talk to a black slave, and they'll tell you, I mean, not 100%, but
When did we talk to black slaves?
Just let him talk.
Okay.
God damn. and they could tell you like, yes, there's a reason why slavery should happen. Now we all know that's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But the average man could actually have a sit down and have an argument to you about why slavery should happen. So let's give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt of them being in the 1800s, middle 1800s, where shit was vastly different.
That's what I was saying. He was saying,
You know,
imagine this is unfolding in front of you. My nigga, there was slaves. There was free black folks, but these niggas was slaves
and there was
for the
actually
most part.
slaves that actually like to live with their
No.
masters.
What I'm saying
I mean,
is-
that's called the Stockholm
I
syndrome.
think y'all
That's
missing
pets
what
are.
I'm saying. What I'm
Well-
saying is that to have the presence of mind to be aware that shit is happening on such a systematic version right in front of your face as a freed slave.
like a smart
Right.
nigga like Frederick Douglass.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm giving him all credit to say, wow, the fact that you had the presence of mind to understand systematically what is happening to you
Right.
That-
from an entire
That's
group
why
of
we still
people.
talk about his name now.
Yeah, definitely,
exactly.
definitely. I understand
But
why
you know,
it's smart.
but he also got to touch.
But we
touch-
have way
touch-
more. We
touch
have
hands with
way.
us-
You were
with
saying
people
it's
that are
going on
white.
right now, and we tweet about it now. But like I said, we have a reference to say, well, yeah, hey, historically, it has happened before. We have more understanding of how to
That was first.
learn it.
That was first
Right?
to him.
But you know what?
The
And-
first time something
and-
happens to you, you learn about that
Hey,
experience.
but this was so fucked up. Trump is going to be considered a populist candidate in history, which means he's
Right.
for the people.
Right.
So that lets you know, I mean, you can just take that for what it's worth. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a
So-
populist candidate. Like,
So
what
basically,
does that mean?
so like I said, basically they used their racism against black people to systematically shit on us, stop us from gaining jobs, and they did that with the direction of the Irish Catholic clergy.
Right.
They used the Catholic Church directed them to do these
This
things.
shit is deep, bro.
So then,
And they can assimilate after
eat.
one
All
or
you have
two,
to do is be quiet.
one or two
Yeah.
generations, and
You're-
your
you're
language
in.
changes
Yeah.
to the common English vernacular that's
Yes.
spoken in America. You don't sound like an Irishman anymore.
Yep.
Now you sound like an American. You blend in, you're white now.
Hmm.
And that's the advantage that
Yeah.
all immigrants have over black
people.
is
We
that
can't
black
assimilate.
people
We can
can't-
talk. We can talk proper
You
as
can
much as we
fucking-
want.
you're
But
dark.
that skin fucking
Yeah.
color don't.
Respectability politics, and we talk
Right.
about it a lot in the black community. You
Right.
can try as you want to gain the respect of a white person. At the end of the day, you are still
A
black.
nigga.
You are still nigga. You are still black. And that was, like I said, this was a crazy time for black people because this was the end of that. Because, like I said, you're talking about, oh, you're Irish? Well, fuck you, Irish.
But-
Oh, you're Russian? Fuck you, Russian. Oh, you're black? Fuck you, black. After this, that ended. It was you're white, you're black.
Only-
It was
Only in the Northeast in Canada, though, are you right? Because you go like there was the Missouri Compromise in 1850. Like you go anywhere else in America, blacks are the lowest class. They will. I mean, they'll lynch you. They'll
Well,
hang,
yeah,
they'll
anywhere-
kill you.
anywhere-
Anywhere else besides the Northeast.
anywhere where they were allowing, yeah, because
That,
that
and
was
the Chinaman.
Because that was the only place where immigrants were kind of just
Right.
flowing
So
through.
that-
So
those
that was the
north-
first place.
Those Northeast, but anywhere else,
Yeah.
they don't. Frederick Douglass can come down to Alabama,
And
he's
he'll be
fucked,
done. Yeah, it'd be done
you
deal.
know, You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like I say, it was like I said, you gotta imagine that dynamic there where you're seeing it change right in front of your face. And I haven't heard in here, but I'm sure maybe somebody talked about it at some point, being woke enough or smart enough back then. But to see that transition, that would be the scary part, is where you see all nationalities unite under the one umbrella of white. That must have been terrifying
Or
to black
America.
people.
That's probably what.
Well,
it
not even
was.
America, under white America then.
Yeah, just you know.
Because because like I said, that was the one thing that kept us up, was that black people, at least you're American, these are immigrants.
These niggas
Fuck
ain't
them.
from here.
You see what I'm saying? We don't like y'all, but fuck them.
Right.
And you're
Well,
seeing it. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I'm
No,
sorry.
you good.
The prospect too is that a lot of, if you read some of the journals people leave or whatever, like that's come down through history, and that's a recent time, like that's a blip in history.
Right,
100,
definitely.
150 years
Small
ago.
amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nothing. So we have a bunch of documents and journals and
Yeah.
accounts and blah blah blah. But the fact that African Americans were being enslaved always gives the white, immigrant the feeling of superiority.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
well, we were enslaved. Well, I mean, yeah, you were.
Yeah.
you
At
were
some
enslaved
point,
at some
yeah.
point in your history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Irish, the French,
True.
the United Kingdom. I mean, the Romans fucked y'all up.
Yeah.
You were enslaved, you were killed, you were raped. Like, so, all people have been enslaved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry. Pool cut me off, and we'll go ahead.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So like I said, she's basically, like I said, there's a book that's called How the Irish Became White.
Oh.
That's what I said it earlier. I knew you didn't read it. But
JFK was the first
I know you bitch
Irish
ass wasn't
president.
listening.
yeah, how the Irish became white. And like I said, it was basically by shitting on the lowest rung of American that could be, and that was us. And if they could have their foot on our neck, then that could allow them to step
What's
up.
that? What's
That's
that say,
what
what's that say about
Mexicans do today to black people.
Damn, I was going to get into that later
Hey,
on.
what's that say about humanity though? On the cool, because
That will do anything to survive.
No,
Yeah,
because you were gonna
Well, not
survive
even them.
anyway,
Hey,
my nigga.
no,
You
not
were
even-
gonna survive anyway.
I won't
Hey,
even
real
say
quick,
them.
You do anything.
You say that, but they were literally starving from famine.
From a famine, bro.
And
Like,
being brought
they were
over.
eating
They
nothing,
were
bro.
in a place they had never been before ever. So
M-
now
mothers
they
had
don't
to
think
eat
they're gonna
babies, like
survive.
their own kids, or like starve to death. Like, I mean, you don't understand. Like, they
Yeah,
went
they
through some
really did.
horrific shit, bro.
I heard
Nah,
stories of that.
I mean,
too.
you're tripping, but that's real.
What?
Yeah,
Yes,
on the
dude.
boat ride
Come
over,
on, bro.
ate their children.
That's crazy. That's
I mean,
crazy
famine,
because
bro.
they don't talk about the niggas eating their children coming over here. But whatever. But
They did because they were in chains.
There weren't really many children that you're gonna bring. You're
They
gonna
were in
bring
chains.
all working.
They were bringing the strongest
Yeah,
men from,
that's-
and that own African sold to them.
Yeah.
Always remember that.
them niggas still wasn't eating each other.
You don't.
Well, whatever, but
There's no account.
I mean-
you're not hearing about that shit in history.
go to
Those
the
niggas 80
Congo. Yeah, you can go to listen to the Congo. The
We're talking
pygmies.
about America.
They
Oh yeah, they
talk
do.
to Justin
They
Wren.
do.
I've actually
They
talked to him
do.
about this. They eat
They
the
do.
hearts of pygmies to
They
give them
do.
superpower before they go into battle.
But anyway,
General Butt Naked. That's another guy.
But anyway,
Jerome talked about him one time.
It just says a little bit about humanity to me that niggas just gonna
Bro,
just
but
shit on you for just for
Bro.
like the whole group,
Hey,
nigga. They gonna
real
shit on
quick.
you just to get over.
Hey, real quick, can I bring something up? Just on the last podcast, I brought up about the executions and Christianity, and I wasn't trying to shit on Christianity. That podcast was about the human nature and its survival instinct and what we are as an animal.
Tribal.
When you take the veneer of civilization off,
Yeah.
we are a fucking animal.
Social norms.
If
and
all
all those
four of us were locked in a cave
Right?
for a year with no food or water,
I'd be really
all,
mad at Perrotta.
all we have is water. Hey man, we're gonna kill each other. We're all cool here,
Yeah.
but we're either gonna kill each other or kill ourselves, so we don't have to kill each other.
Right.
Okay, that's just basic human shit.
Basic animalistic part of it.
Like, people used to fucking go to war because they didn't have food to grow.
Yeah.
So I have to attack my neighbor. It's not because
While I have energy, otherwise I'm going
right,
to
or
die
I'm
on my
fucked.
family.
Like
Yeah.
so that's in our DNA, and so that's what always. And so this person was talking about the most peaceful religion, which is supposed to be Christianity.
Yeah.
He's bringing that and saying, "Hey, this is what Christians do. They burn people at the stake. They
And that's
kill
why-
people.
and that's why I
They
feel
be-
like the clergy
I feel
understood
like you're just
that.
saying desperation because I mean an animal's gonna go find something that he can.
It's
he
not-
can get,
it's not
he
just
can get easy,
desperation.
man.
It's
That
our
sounds like
nature.
that sounds like desperation. That's desperation. What you just
Well,
said. my nigga.
desperation would breed that definitely, but I feel like
But
the
that's in our
majority.
DNA,
I'm
though.
saying no,
Passed down from
but
generations.
we are cognitive thinking animals, so we're gonna go try to find a way out before we try to eat him, nigga. If we're in the fucking
We
cave,
would have done
we're gonna
that
try-
for a year,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
We would have been doing that until we can't anymore, and then once we couldn't, the desperation would have set in, and we would have went to more drastic measures, just like an animal
But that's
would do.
that's
It's
don't-
just that we have a more conscious.
that's not. But I'm just saying that's not our nature. That's desperation. That's
If
that's
it's
our
our okay,
no,
no,
that's
no,
our
let
nature.
me knock
No,
it
listen,
down.
I-
Let me knock it down.
Why we
The
gotta knock
reason-
it down? I'm just
No,
saying that's
because if it were-
because we're not trying to do that first hand.
No, you're
Our
not trying to
nature-
do it while you're comfortable.
right.
Exactly.
If you're
my
not
nigga.
comfortable, then you're gonna
Exactly.
go to your
Exactly.
natural
The
reflexes
and
and your natural
survival
reaction.
first.
Listen, the lion in the
I
jungle
will
doesn't eat
eat
the
a
other.
motherfucker
He
if
doesn't
I'm
eat the
hungry.
other lions, my
Just
nigga.
put it
Not
He
when
goes-
he's full.
No, even when he's hungry, my nigga.
Yes, he does. He kills the lion cubs because they are in
No,
competition
my nigga.
for his
They-
place.
You ever
they
watch
go-
chimps?
They go
Chimps
find food. They go
eat
try to
each
find,
other.
They go try to find food first. I'm saying you're talking about the desperation of the animal. You're not talking about what the animal
So you
does
don't
by
think
nature,
people
my nigga.
coming over on boats that haven't eaten
We're
in
talking
weeks?
about desperation.
Nah, I think nature, a lion literally kills lion cubs that are in his pride if he feels like at some point they will threaten his position.
Desperation. Because
That's
I've
not
seen-
desperate,
I've
they're
seen
cubs.
I've seen the lion. I've been watching the Ultra
And
HD
kings
4K.
have killed their own kids.
I'm seeing the lion.
That happens all the time,
The male
bro.
lion play with the cubs, my nigga. They do that out of desperation when they can't find any other fucking food. But I'm just saying.
Nah, they
I'm
not
just saying,
killing
that's not,
the
that's not their-
cubs
That's not your
because-
nature
I
at
ain't say
first.
eat. I said they're
No,
just
bro,
killing
you're
them.
tripping.
No, yeah, there's actual
They do it all the
proof-
time.
Human nature
There's actual,
is
like-
brutal.
There's
You're
actually
under-
proof of the lions killing their cubs.
And
just
what I'm-
because.
and
Not
all I'm saying-
not all the time. That
Like,
doesn't.
okay,
I'm
wait,
saying.
no,
wait,
no,
wait.
no. That's the
I'll
thing
kill
that
it.
actually
Wait,
it's been documented and
wait,
happened.
wait.
You can go
I'll-
look it up.
I'll kill it here. I'll kill it here.
Animal
So
Planet.
only for two.
I was watching Animal
Wait,
Planet
wait,
when I
wait,
seen
wait.
when I've
Okay,
seen
okay.
the
Fuck that shit.
baby
Fuck that,
lions
fuck
hanging
that.
out with the daddy lion,
Nah,
my
damn,
nigga.
I ain't saying it happens every time.
Exactly,
Just-
that's what I'm saying.
Just listen. Let's listen. Only for the last 200 or 300 years, has not going into a village, raping and pillaging, and gaining your territory
Been the norm.
have been the norm for fucking 10,000 years. That's been the norm, bro. Only since the Enlightenment.
everybody.
No. Yes, it has. Every country, Africa, every
Everybody
fucking
that
continent.
everybody
Every fucking continent.
And
Name a country.
Calm down,
Name
bro.
a country.
And honestly,
Name a country.
Calm
Name
down.
a country. 10,000 years.
Calm down.
Only the last 300
calm
years.
down. For power,
since,
listen.
Nah,
for power
bro,
and control,
you're-
people still do that. For power and control, people are still doing that. We still do that shit. But I'm just saying.
That's
all right,
nature.
I'm just
That's
saying.
been going on for
That's human nature.
10,000 fucking years, bro. That's
Bro.
human nature.
That's their
No,
nature.
bro.
Our
That's
civilization makes us not do that. That veneer of our safety. Because our army's so strong.
Take away all
We-
that
we're
shit.
chilling
Take away your
here,
comforts,
we're
and that's your.
drinking fucking beer
Take
and
away your
AC.
comforts, and that's gonna be
We
your
got
natural.
food. We're burning
that's you.
sugar. Motherfuckers are killed for this, but we over here burning sugar and shit. You might throw that away after this. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. I got my gummy bear, I throw that shit on the floor. Like it's nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Bro,
people
don't
are
waste
killed
my
for that.
gummy bears,
Oh,
bro.
My fault, fam.
Don't waste my gummy
Yeah,
bears.
I got it. Nah, but
He's an
dude,
athlete.
But no,
10,000
I think that Jason. I think the
Yeah.
veil. I think the veil that you're. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that you're not. I don't think you're looking past the veil of comfort, because I feel like who you are as a natural human being is a person without all these comforts. Take those away from you, how would you react? You would react in emotion of a person that's trying to survive. Take away your food, take away your clothes, take away your shelter. You would go into beast mode and do what you have to do.
In desperation, things happen differently. You're
And
right.
what I'm saying is that
But
that
that-
is what animals live like. They live with that always. They're
no,
always
they live-
on the cusp of
most
survival.
Some animals,
and comfort.
Most pack animals live in packs, and
they're all trying to survive.
There's a comfortability in that pack. That's why we live in a society.
And
Because there's a comfortability in that society.
But take that away, yeah. And take that comfort away.
But we don't live in that. We don't.
What I'm saying is that if we do, because your argument is talking about what they were going through and why they did that. The reason why is because they did not have that comfort.
And your argument only holds water because we live in this super soft environment now.
Yeah, we're super soft.
It's easy to
It's
sit up and say,
super
just go
soft,
work.
bro.
Just whatever. Like I said, Irish immigrant. And I'm not defending the shit they did. I'm just saying I do get why they
understand the
did
logic,
it.
though,
I
yeah.
hate that it happened to us. But the reason why they did it is because they were in famine. They saw their mothers, grandmothers, parents, friends, neighbors dying of starvation. That's why they fled in the first place. And you said it yourself. What would we have done if we were in the cave? We would try to fucking get out first, right? What did they do? They tried to get out. They got out and saw that there isn't much more over here for them. So they took up the tactics to be able to grow and progress as a culture. And if it was shit on black people for a little while we get the big, get a step up, at least it's better than dying. At least it's better than starving. And at some point, once they did gather up all the numbers, now they've got political power. Now they've got labor power. So they can strike and make their positions even stronger.
Why not go talk to the black people?
Nah. For what? Because then you would be fucked. You would be still on the rung of the black people.
I don't know, man. You're over here spitballing ideas when you're not under the gun of fucking famine and trying to survive in the world.
Okay.
This person
See what
can't
I'm
use
saying?
capital letters. Look, they can't use capital letters or spaces or anything.
Who's
And
this? Trudeau must go.
And then it said, look, blacks have lower IQ discussing conversations we talked about years ago. There's no space there. There's no space there. You didn't capitalize the front.
Trudeau must go.
We're the
So you
one-
voted for Trump,
Yeah.
and you
So you
like cock.
Mexico and Peru imported 11 million African slaves. But no, so that's why I say, if I understand why they went the route they went, and in many ways we've tried to do the same. Never have we used our unity to shit on other people, because we've had every opportunity. We could have shit on Mexicans. We could have shit on Arabs. We could have done all of that to boost ourselves up in the
when
political
9/11
sphere.
happened, we was like, yes. Nah,
But we went right back in those corner
But we
stores.
still didn't fucking be like,
Fuck
Arab.
Arab.
Yeah.
We were like,
We made the
man,
jokes.
Hey,
I'm
but
glad,
I will
I'm
say
glad
this,
the niggas
though.
ain't fucking with us.
I
We
will
made
say
the
this.
jokes.
I heard this from this Albanian dude actually. This was when I was in Atlanta airport, and he was talking to me. He
Man,
was
we
like,
forgive everybody for all the fuck shit they do to us.
No,
man.
no,
But it's
no.
cool.
They
But
didn't
it's
do
cool,
anything
though.
to us. The point was saying that we
They
had the
didn't.
same. We have the same
"Oh,
opportunities.
you hate Trudeau because you're Canadian."
Yeah,
He's
talking about,
super
no,
liberal.
I'm
He's
Canadian.
super liberal. That's probably so you would vote for Trump if you were in America, though.
But it says
But
right
anyway,
here, Trump,
But anyway,
whites are smarter. That's what it says.
hey, but
That nigga's super racist to be in Canada.
This
Yeah.
guy was talking to me, and he was saying that
Probably one of the French Canadians. Look, you are worse. You are worse. The white liberals.
Hey,
The English isn't your first language, is it, man?
Nah, it's
but-
not. It's not.
Go ahead,
to,
though,
to,
man.
to go
My
on
bad.
what you were saying about how they came together, but like this Albanian guy was telling me, he was like, man, he was like, he was like, he was like, African American, like, the black people here, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, they hate on each other. He was like, Jews, Mexicans, Italians, Albanians, Russians, Greeks, all of them come over this country. They send money back, and they have their communities. They got the Albanian community, Greek community. America has kind of played us to where we hate on each other so much while we're not in that community with each other.
Yep. And we forgive all the motherfuckers.
In my
that
opinion,
shitted on
in
us.
my opinion,
No, I agree with you.
especially
no.
if you go to a major city, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like let's just talk about
This
New
is
York.
Dallas, my nigga.
I know, yeah, but it's a lot of
It's
little
Dallas.
ancillary suburbs
many of
around
those
the tri-state.
How many of those subcultures that you just named
The Jews
were?
If you
No.
want
How many?
Nigga just answered the question
Yo,
before.
you knew the
the
answer.
Jews.
Those fucking Jews.
Because I was gonna say, how
Bro.
many of those other ones?
30 million got starved
Let him
out
say the
by the
question.
Russians.
No. But I'm
8
saying
million
in
fucking-
America, how many of them were systematically targeted for their unifying? Because we were. We in our
Tulsa,
communities,
Oklahoma.
in our communities where we did
tried.
try to build and try to grow,
That's true,
systematically
that's true.
we
The
were
Black Wall
destroyed.
Street, you could say.
Systematically we were destroyed. We had drug policies that directly affected just us. We had, Jim Crow.
Shit,
we
all
had
all the banking policies directly affect us.
us. It's a lot of the shit
I would
that
say
is
Jews.
systematically
If-
in America. Yeah, I would say
Jews, 'cause
other
they
than
got
us,
fucked
it's
up.
Hold on.
Jews.
You think Jews got affected like
Well,
us in
Holocaust,
America, my nigga?
not like us.
In
but I'm saying
America?
in America.
He's
I'm
talking
saying
about
in
America.
I know, but you can't say America, bro.
Well,
that's
what
what
we're
his
talking
point-
about.
His point was saying that blacks in America didn't unify like the other ones got over here and unified and sent money back.
And fuck
and
that
grew.
nigga, man.
But he was saying because they come from such bad areas, they're trying to get their people out to
Right,
America.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to get their people out because like.
Well, our system, and also fairly so, our situation is different because we were put here, we were forced here,
Right.
And
People are-
now we have to
we didn't
make it
immigrate
here.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't have where it was like, hey, I want better from the bullshit that I want from. I want better in the place where I'm at and where I am from.
Right.
And like I said, systematically,
I'm
there's been
from
no
this motherfucker,
yeah,
man.
systematically, there's been no other group that had been targeted like us. Even when you had Black Panthers tried to unite us together.
The FBI went in on us, man.
COINTELPRO, and you're talking about devastation, and they labeled us a terrorist group and all this. But when you see
But the
Jews come
KKK
together
and the terrorist group, them niggas
and
still
the Ju-
rally.
and the Russians come together and Germans come together, none of it's viewed in the same way.
Them niggas gave
That's a
chickens
good
to the
point.
hood, bro.
That-
They was
that's a
helping
good
out.
point, but I don't know. I would say that.
And I ain't saying that we don't hate on each other,
Yeah,
because part of that is
that
the,
that
does
doesn't
happen
matter,
too.
though. Like,
That
I
does
mean,
happen
part of
yes,
that is the
because you
system.
hate on me all the time.
Part
on
of that-
adversity. Typically pressure builds diamonds.
and that's what I was gonna say. Part of what he was
Yeah,
saying
I mean-
earlier about the
Ooh, I was
desperation.
telling one of my
I
bitches
get
yesterday.
it. I get that because if your situation is so dire and so desperate that you that if you can shit on a lower rung of black people as a black person, there you go. You're already considered what? Well, you ain't like them other black dudes. Or you
Yeah.
ain't
I
like
mean,
the
it
other
reminds
black
me-
house.
It
It
These
happens.
guys
reminds
aren't
me
like
of
other
house
black guys.
nigga.
It happens a
Hey.
lot, man.
It reminds me of that scene in
You guys.
Goodfellas where the guy steals the truck at
Oh,
the
tell
beginning.
us about your Italian
He
shit.
steals the truck at the beginning.
Yeah.
He's like, the nigga took it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blame it on the
Oh,
black
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Motherfucking black guy.
The
check it.
Moonly, the freaking Moonly.
every ethnic group does that because when they get here, America's history.
They know. They play off of it, off of their
You
weakness.
guys don't understand. To America, like to every other place in the world, America's hella racist, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, they see, okay, I just blame the black guy. Just blame the black guy.
Like the nigga did it.
Even Africans say, blame the black guy.
They
Like,
can
motherfucker,
hide.
you blacker than me. Like,
They can hide. They can hide. Usually, they can hide in their whiteness.
yeah.
Except for Africans.
Yeah, the white man. I love you, white man.
I love
I
you,
am
white-
Hartman. Nah.
Oh, he didn't mean that.
I meant that shit.
Okay.
So
Hartman
now
doesn't
we
watch
so
this.
now so
No,
now
the
we-
white man.
So now we've got Irish Americans, Irish immigrants that are here that have numbers and they've already secluded us from the workforce. So if you take somebody's livelihood or restrict their livelihood, you've fucked with their nutrition, you fucked with their social status, you fucked with their economics, this, that, and another. What happened next was
And
they
what-
saw the Civil War was about to happen or was happening. And they realized, hey, if slavery ends, that's going to dramatically increase the amount of blacks in the workforce in these northern states. They will essentially be our competition in the labor force. So what did they do? That's where that comes in, where you were saying they were against abolition. They draft dodged. They had violent protests. It says.
Okay.
But I just want you to always remember, abolitionists, 90% of the abolitionists, even Abraham Lincoln, considered blacks second-class citizens.
That's fine, as long as you didn't want me to be enslaved.
So
that's a step
always
forward
remember
for
that.
us.
Always remember that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you grade them on a curve.
That is a step
But
forward.
grade them on like even
but
like
then
you
white folks still put that nigga on a brown ass coin, my nigga,
That's
because of his
All of
his
that's fine,
abolitionism.
as long as we
You know
got
what I'm
the
saying?
fuck out of slavery.
Even though he didn't, he still wanted to put them niggas in slavery after he wanted to put them niggas back to work after that shit was over. But you know, he still wanted, you know, to push forward the progression of America, and that didn't.
No,
keep
he
niggas
didn't like the
enslaved.
fact that this. No. Don't ever get this twisted, bro.
It was money, man.
They didn't like the fact that the
Of
South
course.
was getting free labor.
They were
That's
getting
it.
so much
Exactly.
That's
money.
what slavery was.
Yeah.
It's not because they were some high-minded bullshit.
I said,
Don't ever
I
get
said
that
the
twisted.
progression of America. I didn't.
Once the money starts getting involved, then
That's
all of
the-
a sudden
The money is
whoop,
the progression.
slavery's over.
The money is the progression, though.
When you live in a capitalist society, it shouldn't get changed until money is involved.
The money is the
AR-15
progression.
will never be banned until a fucking money is involved.
Like the Irish immigrants, nothing changed with their social status until they pretty much dominated the labor force.
Right.
Yeah.
Money.
Because all those
They had-
soldiers
now-
that put
now-
Money is the progression, is what I was saying.
And they unified behind it. And they unified under the direction of the Catholic Church.
because we're a Christian nation.
Right.
So as they
That's
did
smart.
that, and like I said, they violently protested.
it's opportunity.
Violently
That's a
protested.
word.
Opportunistic. It's cool.
Opportunistic. Okay, I'm sorry.
They violently protested the Civil War
You go to
draft.
school, bro?
Dodged it. And today, what do Irish Americans invoke? Like they invoke a bootstrap narrative that celebrates the fact that we pulled ourselves up from the destitution and made it in America.
Ooh.
Think about it.
Woo!
Think about it.
Let's stomp down the niggas with our boots.
Yeah, because it's this whole
And
we
you-
got over here and we just
and
worked
you niggas went to
hard.
go drink with them yesterday.
We just got here and we worked hard. So all you motherfuckers out there that sit up here and y'all want to throw these little
But
old
niggas don't work hard. We're just lazy.
y'all want to throw this look, and we worked for free the longest, so you can't never call us lazy for that. But any of those motherfuckers that always want to throw that old slave, like, yeah, well, Irish people were slaves too. It was because you literally created the working conditions in which you were in, and then you cried about them once you got the power.
That's crazy.
You cried about having these shitty conditions because you wanted to undercut the black man and shit on him. But once you got it and you had the power, now it was like, hey, why are we working so hard for so little? And why do we have these? Why are children working and doing all these things? It's because you chose to do that because you wanted to shit on black people. So don't ever give me this narrative about how Irish Americans were treated bad and this, that, and another. You chose that for yourself and you shitted on us to get out of it. So fuck you. Fuck you and fuck St. Patrick's Day. Fuck all y'all.
That shit
Eat a dick.
That shit will left quick. My nigga said, all right, fuck this shit. I'm done. Oh, man. I need a blunt.
But like I said, the bigger point, the bigger issue.
They
and
did
you-
take a beating though, man.
Yeah, they did.
They did their debt to this country. Put it like
Hey,
that.
look here. They took a beating, my nigga?
They did debt to the country.
They took a
They
beating?
took the most casualties in
Did
the
they?
Civil War.
Did they?
In World War I, they took heavy casualties. World War II, the
Fuck
Italians.
them wars, my nigga.
the
This is what about
Italians-
life, nigga.
Motherfucker, those wars didn't exist. Your ass can be here living in a free fucking America.
I
Shut
don't know
your
about
ass
I
up.
don't know
We
about
fought
that.
in all those wars too.
I don't know about that.
Not the same percentage though.
We fought as much as we
Not the
could
same-
if they
yeah,
were
for
free.
sure,
as
for
shit,
sure, for
free
sure.
us. We fought for our own
Yeah,
freedom.
we still getting hung and beat for breaking eggs and shit, nigga.
I know. This is where we jump off
The
the deep
fuck?
end.
This
This is
nigga
where
took
we
a beating.
split right here.
This nigga
This
dropped
is where
eggs
we all
today.
we were all on the same track. This is where we split right here.
But it says here that tens of millions of people have been exposed. This Irish slave, like they've been miseducated on this Irish slaves thing. It's a
Shit,
huge
nigga,
myth.
the whole fucking United States is miseducated on
Yeah.
racism
See,
and
like, the
slavery,
only
bro.
thing I knew about the Irish is one, they make good punk rock. Two,
Debatable. Nah, I'm fucking.
Debatable.
two, little potatoes.
Potatoes, but they make them in
That's
Idaho too.
literally all I fucking knew
Hey,
about. the
Idaho,
Irish.
Idaho potatoes made by convicts on a prison yard.
Straight up.
These
Yeah.
potatoes you're eating.
Yeah, those potatoes are fucking made by slave labor in
Well,
America.
They're tilled and stuff by slave labor. I mean, the ground.
They're
actually
grown.
makes it.
They're literally grown on.
The ground actually makes
Yeah,
it.
but it's grown on a prison yard by prisoners in prison.
They're learning
Day in,
something.
day out. What, nigga? You can't get
You
up.
gotta
nigga?
go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I gotta pee.
You a puss ass nigga. Can't
This
hold your
shit-
bladder like
all
a
of this
girl.
shit finna
Like a
be
little old girl. Big ass nigga, little old girl.
Watch out. That's about to...
Big ass nigga, little old girl.
Wait, yeah, there you go.
Little old girl is what he is. I'm just playing, man. Go back that way. Go on back that way. I'm just playing, bro. We on live TV, bro.
He's gonna kill
It's
him.
TV, bro.
He's gonna kill him.
No.
Stop him now.
And that's the sad part, Trudeau, because you're right. If it weren't for whites, we would still be in slavery. If it weren't for your own,
If it wasn't for fucking niggas, if it wasn't
No,
for
no,
us
no,
trying
no.
to
If it
fight back, like they disregard us totally, my nigga. If it wasn't for whites, nigga, if it wasn't for us, my nigga, what the fuck you mean, my nigga? If we didn't stand up for our fucking selves, my nigga, and some of that shit, we wouldn't be here at all, my nigga. We didn't just lay down. If you just go back in history, my nigga, the Gullah Wars, nigga, we fought in a whole bunch of different wars, a whole bunch of
every time we
uprisings.
built
It wasn't-
something for ourselves, it was destroyed. We had Tulsa,
Exactly, my
Oklahoma,
nigga.
was
We
like
did
the
for
black
ourselves,
capital.
my nigga.
White people came
Fuck
and
you.
destroyed that shit.
Fuck you for
And
that-
that was
for
in
saying that
and that
shit.
was in
Fuck
modern
you.
American history.
Nigga,
We're
fuck
talking
you,
about the
whoever that
early
is.
1900s. This is somebody from Canada that doesn't know
Yeah.
shit about anything as a black,
Fuck, man.
what it's like to be a black in America.
I just hate that saying,
narrative.
yeah, like
Yeah.
yes, white people helped us. Yes, I'm
If
saying
it wasn't for whites, how about this? If it wasn't for whites, we would not have been enslaved. You dumb fuck. How about that? Take white out the equation and we're free.
It's like, come on, bro.
And we wouldn't have had to worry about being free
like-
from
like-
slavery.
like,
Y'all are
give
some
us
fucking idiots,
give
man.
us some shit, bro. Give us some credit.
Hey,
Like,
blacks
we
did
here-
sell niggas though.
Yes, blacks did sell niggas.
But that was warring tribes
Yeah, I know.
and a whole nother fucking thing that didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had
so
nothing to do with
funny.
America. Yeah, I mean, you know.
And it's not that we figuring it fucking out. We're talking about it in an open forum. It's not like I
Yeah.
just learned like about slavery. Oh, hey guys, there's the shit that called slavery just happened. I learned about it. You fucking
Nah,
idiot.
nigga, man, come on
selling
with this
crack
shit.
cocaine.
Look,
Count as
this
a job?
cracks. Yeah,
Come
the
on
selling
with this
meth
shit.
counts as a job. The selling
Hey,
cocaine.
don't give this
counts.
asshole a time.
Yeah.
He's trolling. Fuck this
Yeah.
niggers.
Look, poor racist nuggets. Niggers.
That nigga really did want me to get high. He wanted me to get high strong.
Yeah,
That's
he's
what
got
it was.
hot
Yeah.
dogs, all hot
Man,
dogs.
Canadian.
He probably has a micro penis and then his
Yeah.
asshole smells like
Canadians wearing fucking wigs.
Canada.